So this question has popped up a little bit. I think it's a fair question. Should Nick Bolton have won the Super Bowl MVP instead of Patrick Mahomes? Listen, I thought Mahomes was very deserving. I don't think that he was undeserving of a Super Bowl MVP, but I think sometimes there's multiple guys deserving. I think Nick Bolton was deserving as well. So who would I have given it to? Well, let's just get into it. So first we have to talk about what Nick Bolton did so well, and this is definitely something he did very well, where it's going to be a quarterback keeper where Hurts is going to fake as though he's going to hand the ball off to the offense's right. The offensive line is blocking in that direction. So it's going to come down to Nick Bolton, the one who I've circled in white, and how well he can read this play. And that's really what Bolton does so well, and kind of what made this sort of a star-making performance. Bolton is someone who, Kyle and I on the podcast have talked a lot about his great skill set, but I don't know if he had the national attention that he now probably has after this game. But anyway, watch how when this play begins. Look at him. He just reads it well. He's aware of the fact that Hurts is keeping the ball himself, and because of that, he can now adjust accordingly. On top of this, look at this tackle where, he really doesn't, kind of stands Hurts up. Not a lot of guys stand Hurts up. He was able to do that. But again, it's the intelligence of Nick Bolton. It's his high IQ play that really was a big reason why the Chiefs won this game. And I think it's fair to say the Chiefs don't win this game without Nick Bolton. I think Nick Bolton was a difference maker in this one. Obviously, the key play is one that is a bit lucky. There's no denying it. Fumble recoveries in general are lucky, especially when the quarterback just drops the ball untouched. But there's more going on here than just the play itself. It's actually going to be a blunder by Philadelphia. First, worth mentioning just the play concept itself. It's a 3rd down and 6. Going to be a quarterback draw on this play, which seems like a bit of a bold call on 3rd down and 6. But keep in mind, you see how there's 5 Chiefs players on the line. Hurts runs up the middle. Very good chance he can pick this up. Plus, if he only gets 5 yards here, well, okay, then you can go for it on 4th. But keep in mind what I said. 5 guys on the line for the Chiefs. You have 5 offensive linemen, so it seems simple enough. Have everyone just block one-on-one. I don't know why the Eagles' right guard doesn't block Bolton here. Watch how he instead double teams on the interior, which now means that for Nick Bolton, Hurts is basically right in front of him. This was not designed. This is not how this was designed by Philadelphia. It was a mistake. And now Hurts, who thought he was going to have a running lane and didn't think he was going to have to worry about Bolton, all of a sudden has to panic a little bit. Hurts has the ball in his left arm. He's just going to try to put it in his right arm, which is the right thing to do, right? Put it in your stronger arm and make sure that it's not going to get punched out. However, instead he bobbles it and ends up losing it. But here's where Bolton, I paused it right here, here's where Bolton really makes the correct play, in my opinion. This is the decision. This is where Bolton had to come through. Yes, up until this point, it's a little bit lucky, but here's the situation. If you just fall on the football, okay, you got the good field position because, yes, it's 3rd down. So even if the Eagles get the ball, then they can, then you're getting the ball back, but they can punt it down the field and you're not getting good field position. However, Bolton understands the situation where field position, yes, it matters, but at the end of the day, it's probably worth it to try to get the touchdown here. The risk is worth the reward of, you're giving up field position to try to gain field position right here. And it's probably the right play to try to scoop and score here, especially when you do have teammates around you. So even if you don't pick it up cleanly, someone can probably fall on it and you'll still probably get the, get the recovery if nothing else. Watch as Bolton does scoop it up perfectly and is able to stay running at a top speed. He gets into the end zone for a touchdown. So again, was there an element of flukiness and luck to that play? Of course. Obviously, if it's a fumble recovery touchdown, there's going to be an element of flukiness and luck to that play, especially when the whole reason the ball came out was because the quarterback just dropped the football. But at the same time, he did his part and he made the most of his opportunity, and that's what football is all about, right? Sometimes it's simply about taking advantage of your opponent's mistakes. Going over here, I thought this was another good play. Really, what he was able to do to Hurts in the scrambling game, I thought was key. Listen, Hurts still had an okay day rushing the ball, but he wasn't a monster rushing the ball either, and a big part of it was because of some of the stuff that Nick Bolton was able to do to him. This play, it's a zone coverage play, and you see the zone that Nick Bolton is supposed to cover. That's the area of the field he's covering. Hurts is going to take the snap. He looks to throw, but doesn't love what he sees, so he looks to scramble. That's kind of how that works, and again, makes sense when you're a good runner of the football. Don't be afraid to use that to your benefit. but you see that Nick Bolton reads it so well. Again, it's another one of those, he just picks up the play very quickly. Because of this, when Hurts tries to scramble, he ends up only getting about a yard on that play. Really good stuff from Bolton to just pick it up well. And again, if he's a little bit slow on that, there's a very real chance Hurts, I don't know, maybe he gets a first down. Hurts probably picks up a decent amount of yards if it's only okay linebacker play. But again, Bolton was just, on another level in this game. Even some smaller stuff that went unnoticed, something like this, where it's going to be a blitz. That's what he's doing. He's blitzing, and he also has a teammate next to him who will be blitzing as well, putting a lot of pressure on Hurts right here. But what's interesting is the Eagles are running a play action, and to kind of help sell the play action, they have a tight end who's going to be pulling from the offense's left to the offense's right to block right here. So that's kind of the setup here. So watch Bolton's patience. Watch how Bolton kind of waits, and right here is really at the start of where he's actually going to start blitzing, because if he went too early, the Eagles actually have enough guys to block everyone one-on-one, but because Bolton waited a little bit, this allows essentially two players to go on a defensive back, and now he can get through. Watch him rush through, and he does get a quarterback hit on Hurts. It's still a good throw, Watkins wasn't quite able to make that catch, so I don't know how much it mattered, the pressure, but still, it was a very impressive play, I thought, from Nick Bolton. Another play, maybe the most impressive play of the game from him, in fact, is this one, even though kind of didn't end up mattering, but I'll explain why in a second. First, let's just talk about the play. So, okay, Eagles have been unstoppable in quarterback sneaks, right? Best quarterback sneak team of all time. Nick Bolton is there to try and see if he can do something if it is a quarterback sneak, but this one is not going to be a quarterback sneak. It's going to be a pitch to the bottom of the screen, and what's really fascinating about that is, again, you have to make your decisions so quickly here. It's 3rd down and 1. You don't really have time to read and react. You kind of just have to go. But watch how good of a job Nick Bolton is going to do at reading this play. Watch how immediately he notices what's going on and gets towards the bottom of the screen. The second Hurts turned his shoulder, Bolton was off in this direction, which was, again, an incredible read by him. Although the play is not yet made. There still is, I don't know, it's looking pretty good, I think. If you're an Eagles fan, you're probably feeling pretty good about getting this first down right here. But you are going to see, watch what happens. Bolton is able to charge through. He, lowers the shoulder and does deliver a hit that, stopped them short of on that 3rd down. It took them to a 4th down and 1, which they would probably not be able to stop the Eagles on, but still, it's a very good job by Bolton to set up that situation where, hey, maybe you could have been able to get a stop on 4th and 1 in that spot. So good job by him there. So that's what he did well. Does he deserve the MVP? I think you could argue it. Again, the Super Bowl MVP's weird. We're like, it really should be called something else. Why are we making it the most valuable player? Why not like the most outstanding player? I guess because MVP sounds better than MOP. You don't want to say mop. Who wins the mop? That's not as fun. That's probably part of it. But who was the most outstanding player in this game? It was Nick Bolton. But who's more valuable? Well, a quarterback is obviously going to be more valuable than a linebacker, even one that linebacker is having an absurd day. So I get both arguments. I think it would be more fun if they just gave it to the most outstanding player, and in that scenario, it is Nick Bolton. But I thought Mahomes was really good in this game. I actually think Mahomes is getting a bit underrated. I thought he played very well in this one and deserved the MVP, so I'm not mad at it, but I wouldn't have been mad if they gave it to Nick Bolton either. But again, it's hard for a linebacker who a lot of people, again, I don't know how many people knew how good Nick Bolton was until this game, especially more casual fans, but even like some, legit fans. Like, I don't know how much media attention he really gets, but he's going to get a lot more now. He had a tremendous day. That's what I think. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below. Always love hearing from you, and of course, as always, thanks for watching.